sad but get that motherfucker by any means. Boom, boom. What you have is what you savage. Ah, shit. Whoever knows that song, please just tell me in the comments. I can't find it myself. I watch all these YouTubers. I study them. I study all these YouTubers. Tyler and, his thing. I can't remember it. Even though 3 big YouTubers all use it. I mean, what if YouTube? Anyway, guys. What up, it's Tien. My TV heads. If you could tell me, please, in the comments, what you liked about for the For Honor, what if? Because that has 15 views, and that's a lot for now. And if you guys could tell me what I did different in that one that you loved, that'd be great. I'd do it every time. Well, maybe not exactly, but sense of humor, actual soul. Well, to be completely honest, guys, I did not have a lot of photos to use for this video, because every single time I looked up DBZ, Tien and Yamcha, there would be another character in the photo. I found maybe 4 actually, with launch in it. Take away 2 if they're without launch. Those ones. And they're all fan-made. Except for if I was to find them fighting. Which, why would I? Unless they're training. That's it. That's it. It's so, just like that one. Like, even in fan art, like, Goku, get the fuck out of there. You already have enough spotlight. And Vegeta, maybe just go a little bit farther into the background, please. Then freaking this one, freaking, I killed off Krillin, and I'm not opposed to having Piccolo there, but he's got to be angry at them. And then freaking just why has God cursed us like this? A good character that has actually good personality, has great character development throughout the story, is just cut off by Z. The maker just not caring. I think that's what happened to both Yamcha and Tien. This is what this what if's about. It's to give them something to do. To give them what they earned instead of what they got. What up? To start it right off, as to recap part 1, just go watch it, to be honest. And if you're still confused, I'll include a timeline. If you're still confused, well, alright. So, almost perfect, except for that little fucking Cell Jr. little shit. I like them as a plot point, not as a fucking character. Get them out of my thoughts. Ugh. While Tien was away, training on Kami's tower, and in the time chamber, Yamcha would take over teaching his new students of Tien, and basically managing the dojo with Puar's help, of course. Even though he did say it wasn't much his style, but he learns within time what it means to be a master, and that how important of a lesson it is that he just can't be a loner all his life. He has to do something. He calms his life down and, stops being a loner. He learns a lot of lessons from his students. He combines the styles between Wolfang Fist and, whatever the hell Tien used to use. I forgot about it already. But he combines the styles of Wolf and Crane, creating Octopus. Quite a weird style, but it is very effective. against powerful foes. Now that you understand, we can continue with our now double chest scars Tien walking out of the time chamber, of course, without his shirt. As always, looking like a badass. Blue launched behind him, holding a ragged Chaozu. Annoyed that he made her stay the full year, she delicately put down the white thing. Oh my god, why did I write the white thing? What even is Chaozu, by the way? Like, what is he? He's a whole fucking vampire, white vamp. I never understood Chaozu. I liked him as a character, like how he was supporting Tien and how he was like a little brother character, and he was supposed to be, less powerful, but he was supposed to be more telepathically better. But like, they never explain why. It's confused me my whole life. It ruined a lot of like what the hell is happening. Anyways. Ugh. She gives the little white guy to Popo, then shortly turns around with her hair changing instantly, yelling at Tien for making her stay in that hellish time machine. They start bickering, and soon enough, Tien ends the argument by admitting sheepishly that he needed her there because he couldn't take it anymore. And also, he thanked her for staying by his side. He just needed her to feel okay in there. It's a hell, I know, but a hell I couldn't take on alone. Launch, realizing that this was a very, very, very rare moment of weakness from Tien that she had never seen. Her hair changes back to blue, and she hugs him for a very sentimental moment. As Kami and Popo sense this is a time for them to leave, they go about healing Chaozu. Once they came out, Kami had already started talking about killing Popo, and Piccolo. And surprisingly, Tien was on the same train of thought as Kami came out. Kami and Launch are suspicious why he was already talking about killing Piccolo, for he never posed interest. Kami asks, why is he not obsessed with Goku anymore? Tien now feels that like he can move on with his life and defend the world instead of overthinking about it. But Kami and Launch, of course, know this can't be true. He had his pride ripped out, shoved in his face, and then himself into the ground. There was no way for him to just give up. It's not like him. Kami and Launch look at him like he's insane, exclaiming, "You can't be serious. You just went through 2 years of torture. You need rest and energy, Tien." So Tien admits that they're right. He can swallow his pride for a second. He's going to give a day of rest, but not one more. He walks off as he does, looking like he did before with the new chest scars. As he was walking out, right as he turned around the corner, he fell straight onto his face, knocked out. Launch, of course, feeling bad for not knowing that he was like that and not stopping him from trying to keep up himself. At least they stopped him from it. Tien wakes up on her lap, and they share a tiny special, looking into each other's eyes. Then he remembers what he was going to be doing after this. It had been a day, and Launch was looking after him. Once he remembers, I don't even know where Chaozu is. Sorry, I keep forgetting. He's all healed up and he's watching. Right, and he's healing Tien's wounds. Tien then senses a key spike around the area of what he remembers to be his dojo. He feels a terrible chill down his spine, and Chaozu, being the better of the two in telekinesis, says that something's gone horribly wrong. Tien, agreeing, runs out the door. Well, if they even have doors on the window. Launch says, wait. You can't just fly off. And he's like, watch me. Hey, he just flies off. Leaving her behind. She's like, God damn it. She takes out her little flying car thing, shooting after Tien and Chaozu. Well, Chaozu's hanging onto the back of Launch's car. She barely even remembers how to work it, because it feels almost a day ago, and yet it was a year ago. Chaozu holding onto the back as they fly off, and land at a wilderness that Tien sensed Piccolo had been. A gigantic rain cloud he senses was made by Ki to block his thinking and judgment. This was, of course, a technique used by Piccolo's line. He descends down through the clouds, losing Launch and Chaozu. He lands in front of his dojo as a huge explosion goes off through the side of it. It already had punching holes through the sides of it. He recognizes this as Piccolo's. He rushes in from the side of the dojo, from where the hole was made. Seeing Piccolo holding up Yamcha by his neck, Yamcha was very badly hurt, probably mortal injuries. From the holding that Piccolo was using, Yamcha easily grabbed his arm, twisted it around into a position where it was in the middle of breaking, but not exactly, so that he continuously feels the pain of breaking his arm, and making sure that he doesn't break his arm on purpose. Yamcha keeps it in that same position. Now I flipped up who's sides the turntables. Like Yamcha usually does, he makes a horrible pun out of this. Tien, taking this seriously, instantly takes this time to shoot a Dodon ray, piercing and sterilizing one of his arms. Completely numb, he cannot use that anymore. Piccolo starts laughing maniacally. Really? Yamcha? I'm impressed. Truly a tight spot. You might actually destroy one of my arms. And Tien over there, you're all going to die by the end of this day. I can guarantee you all that and more. Piccolo forces his arm to break through, completely separating both of his arms. Through sheer arrogance, he throws himself at Tien, trying to headbutt him. However, Tien was given time to get into his crane stance. Using all of Piccolo's weight against him, Tien grabs his head perfectly and trips him, using all of those vital organs. He did that so that he could bash him against the ground, but instead he misses the ground and throws him straight into the ravine that was outside the window. Piccolo then proceeds to fall into the ravine below as a scream can be heard. Yamcha gets back up, holding his neck as he was being healed up by one of Tien's students. Yamcha says, "Never thought I'd see you back here, especially at a time like this. We should gather the students and attack together, especially at a time like this." Tien interrupts Yamcha, saying, No time. We have to get him now." He descends into the cavern below, carefully, with Yamcha in tow, saying to Tien, "All that godly training, but you're still an asshole." Yamcha fires a a key tracking spirit blast, and following it towards a pass where Piccolo comes out randomly out of a rock, as he had healed his arms to attack with a sneak attack. Yeah, I'm sure he had a plan for this. He's pretty ruthlessly beaten up by Piccolo, to say the least. Piccolo's at least almost, canonically, 4 times stronger than Yamcha. So yeah, he's not letting him get away. With a huge, though he gets pretty arrogant when he's fighting, and fires a evil explosion. Yamcha uses this chance to get behind him and wraps his arms. He uses this to get behind Piccolo, wrapping his arms around his limbs, completely stopping Piccolo from moving, gripping them tightly, bending all of his limbs. This stops Piccolo from being able to move. Yamcha says, "You really thought I walked in without a plan? You're almost as dense as Tien, but unlike him, I can't respect you." A spirit ball surrounds Piccolo, constantly banging against his head and basically just fucking him up. Just straight up. It blinds him, it just does all this shit to him. And this is working perfectly to Tien, but it's also hurting Tien while it's hitting him. So it's a give and take situation. Piccolo, unable to move, Piccolo yells, "No! If I am dying, I'll take you all out with me." His ki is starting to be released everywhere. This hurts. It starts pushing back Tien as he realizes where they are, charging up a huge beam. He doesn't realize where they are. He knew where they are. He was charging up a ki koho, a 4 witches technique, ki koho. But this time he had an extra arm, making a circle in between all of them, condensing the blasts into a concentrated center, which makes them basically just a beam, a side beam of sheer death. Piccolo yells, "No!" He explodes, and yet it, like a piercing shot through the explosion, it pierces straight through all of the ki that Piccolo threw out, piercing both Piccolo and nevertheless Tien, killing Tien and Piccolo, smashing into it carves a hole through the mountain, through the whole mountain to the city behind it, destroying a building with a golden turd on top of it, slicing it in complete half. I mean, you see those freaking... Jesus Christ. And if you know where that one's from, good on. Oh, it's a deadly attack. Yeah, so he's going to be unlocking new arm techniques, like getting more arms, making them stronger, general things for stuff like that. And yeah, we end off with the death of Piccolo. They did fight before this, for a while, actually. In the valley, they had fought a lot, and that's how Piccolo had regenerated his arms. It would just take too long for me to narrate any of that. So I cut it out and just said, I skipped to the end where Piccolo gets a sneak attack on, Yamcha, because then they're forced into a stalemate. Also, whenever I try to say Piccolo, it autocorrects it to Taco Bell. So that's a thing.